Check 1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2. Check 1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2.
It's Saturday. And after that, it's your turn. You get 4 bars, and you can either repeat my. It's Saturday. It's time for a new scratch session. So let's get it. What's going on? It's your boy DJ TLM. Welcome to DJ TLM TV, and welcome to episode 4 of the Saturday Sessions 2021, my interactive scratch session series. This is for practice purposes. I'm going to play a beat. I'll do a pattern for 4 bars, and after that, it's your turn. You get 4 bars, and you can either repeat my pattern, try to emulate what I do, or just do your own patterns. It's all about having fun, allowing you to practice with someone instead of just practicing by yourself. Now, of course, if you rather practice by yourself but you like the beat, check the link in the description box down below. You can download the beat for free and just practice on your own. It's perfectly fine. This is just another tool that you can use if you want to just switch it up a little bit. Now, you can play the videos many times as you want to, do different scratches each and every time, or practice that one pattern that you find hard to learn. Keep it up. Practice, practice, practice. That's what it's all about. I'm ready. So 4 of the Saturday Sessions 2021, my interactive scratch session series. This is for practice purposes. I'm going to play a beat. I'll do a pattern for 4 bars, and after that, it's your turn. You get 4 bars, and you can either
Yo, Cookie, what's going on?
Emulate what I do, or just do your own patterns. It's all about having fun, allowing you to practice with someone instead of just practicing by yourself. Now, of course, if you rather practice by yourself but you like the beat, check the link in the description box down below. You can download the beat for free and just practice on your own. It's perfectly fine. This is just another tool that you can use if you want to just switch it up a little bit. Now, you can play the videos many times as you want to, do different scratches each and every time, or practice that one pattern that you find hard to learn. Keep it up. Practice, practice, practice. That's what it's all about. I'm ready. The beat is ready. Let's start the session.
Yeah, just working right now. Let me get this stream starting out the screen. 20 seconds on the clock. Bang, whatever. Let's get that out of here. Salute to all of you. DJ Waves in the building. Chancey, what's going on? Original DJ Breeze. It's Sunday. It's 3 in the afternoon here in Amsterdam. I'm currently working in the studio, running behind, working on a session that I would have liked to have had online by now. The Saturday Sessions 2021 episode 4, one of my scratch videos, scratch series videos. You know what it is. If you're not familiar with it, check my channel DJ TLM TV on YouTube and check the Saturday Sessions. Get big entertainment in the building. Salute, salute, salute. I mean, the Saturday Sessions, it's a practice tool. That's what it is. It's a practice tool to give you options to practice with someone instead of just practicing on your own. So I'll make a beat and I'll scratch over that beat, and I'm doing a couple of different patterns, and anyone who watches that video can either try to emulate the pattern, try to do what I do, or just do their own pattern. So that all works. What's going on? Forgot to turn that cam on. So salute to you. So that's what I'm doing right now. and I'm finishing up my edit. So I'm in Adobe Premiere. That's the program I use to edit my videos, and I've done most of the editing. So normally I'll scratch for, I don't know, I want to keep it under 10 minutes. It always ends up becoming more, and then I'll be scratching for like sometimes 20 minutes, which is stupid because I have to cut that down, bring that back down, excuse me, bring that back down to a reasonable length, like somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes. So I have to find the scratches that I like, the ones I like less I take out so I can shorten the session, because I don't want to make this 20-minute sessions. I did that, reinserted the beat, and no need to get into that. But if you see my Adobe Premiere, let me get the mouse on that screen. Oh, let me turn that Stream Elements thing off, because that's talking about past episodes. Disregard that last thing in the chat. Let me take that out right now. Otherwise, it's going to do that every 5 minutes. That's from last time. I don't know who was here on Wednesday, but I was at home and that Wi-Fi connection was killing my stream, like killing it. The video just froze. The audio was good. That's why I continued with the stream. But yeah, that was not the way I prefer to stream. So let me just turn this off, because we don't want to see more of those come in. Yeah, this can stay on, this can stay on, this can stay on. Okay, cool. That's all fine. Well, what you do get with the Adobe Suite is you get a similar feel. So even though Adobe Premiere is video editing software, when you get to the part where you're dealing with audio, so for instance now, I'm actually just checking the audio, my own vocal. And when you go to the audio panel, I'm in the audio panel now in Adobe Premiere. Now, it doesn't look exactly the same as Adobe Audition, but if you're used to Audition, you'll probably see similarities already, because their software suite, everything has a similar look and feel. But for instance here, this is where I have my audio track mixer. These are the audio channels I have, and you can do inserts, and that looks and feels exactly the same as in Audition. If you go to effects in Audition, you get these same things. So yeah, if you're familiar with Audition and you have to do something audio related in Premiere, it'll probably look pretty familiar. That is to be expected.
It's Saturday. It's time for a new scratch session, so let's get it.
All right.
What's going on? It's your boy DJ TLM. Welcome to DJ TLM TV, and welcome
I
to
do not like what the
4 of the Saturday Sessions 2021, my interactive scratch session series.
Let me start here.
This is for practice purposes. I'm going to play a beat. I'll do a pattern for 4 bars, and after that is.
So I love this one. Can you hear those little click sounds? It's not too bad in this one, but right now I've set the mouth D click to output clicks only. So this app basically can help you to eliminate some of the clicking noises you make when you speak, especially when the microphone is pretty close to you. You can get a lot of those type sounds, and this helps to just reduce them a little bit. So if I have it activated normally, you don't even really notice it, and there's not too much happening, so I can tell it only repaired 1 click up until that point. But if I set it to output clicks, then you hear every click that it's going to take out, or at least take down a bit. So he's not that bad. I mean, you won't really notice that. I'm not doing it to the extreme. You could really like eliminate all of them, but if you do it too much, it's gonna affect your voice. I don't want that.
Or just do your own patterns. It's
But
all about
just a little bit. I have an EQ set to my voice, which I haven't done too much with. I've just taken the lowest end, the lowest frequencies out like up to 100, I've basically eliminated. I do have to do a little bit of extra EQing, maybe to highlight certain frequencies in the voice. But I'm experimenting with this right here. I haven't used this a lot yet. It's a vocal enhancer by Noveltech. And I'm trying to find out what it does, if it's a tool I like. Sometimes I find audio tools, and I'll have no idea how they work. But once I use them, I can hear a clear difference, and sometimes it makes stuff sound better. Sometimes it doesn't, and then I still don't have a clue what it does, and I'll have to do research to find out what exactly I'm dealing with. But sometimes it's just cool to just open a plugin, take a look, and just see what it does. So I'm going to turn knobs all the way to the extreme to try and hear differences. See what's going on here real quick. Let me just take a check to see if everything's going on right here. Okay, yeah, that's working. Yeah, I mean, you know what it is? I used to be like this back in the days. I would never read manuals. I would just go and try stuff. But the thing nowadays is, with hardware and software, it's gotten so extensive. You have so many features that if you don't look at a manual, you're bound to miss out on half of the features. I'm even like that with my DJ mixers. I mean, I look at other videos and then I see people do like in-depth looks into features in a mixer. I'm like, okay, I didn't know it could do that, because I just went for the basic things I need to know to use a mixer. And sometimes I forget to look beyond. But yeah, with plugins, I mean, it's a cool way to just try it out at first. But if I get a plugin and I have no idea what it's doing, or I don't understand how I can get it to work, then I will have to look up. And yes, Skojo, for me it's the same. I'll only look up a manual if there's a very specific something within hardware or software which I cannot get to work. And if there's not a YouTube video on it, then I'll look in the manual. But otherwise, I prefer YouTube as well. YouTube is the manual for a lot of things. I mean, I learned how to use Adobe Premiere and all of the other programs by watching YouTube. So, okay, let me see. Let me turn this vocal enhancer off for a second and turn that vocal back on.
DJ TLM, welcome to DJ TLM TV, and welcome to
turn it on again.
4 of the Saturday Sessions 2021, my interactive scratch session series. This is for practice purposes. I'm going to play a beat. I'll do a pattern for 4 bars, and after that it's your turn. You get 4 bars.
Yeah, okay. It kind of opens it up and adds.
Or just do your own patterns. It's all about having fun.
Kind of adds frequencies.
Practice with someone instead of just practicing by yourself. Now, of course, if you rather practice by yourself but you like the beat, check the link in the description box down below. You can download the beat for free and just practice on your own.
Okay, so you can set the focus frequency. The only thing is it only says low and high, so you have no idea which frequencies you're really focusing on. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I can hear the difference. I'm not sure if this is what I'm looking for this vocal.
This is just another tool that you can use if you want to just switch it up a little bit. Now, you can play the video as many times as you want to, do different scratches each and every time, or practice that one pattern that you find.
I mean, it clears it up a bit, but it's not great. I'm missing out on some low end, by the way. I can really tell. I don't need too much low end in my voice because it can get pretty muddy if I don't watch out, but it's a little bit too much now. So the D-reverb, I already turned that off. It's a cool feature if you're dealing with a room with a lot of reverb, because it can take it out, but as soon as you add too much, it does start to eat your voice a little bit. So turn it off.
What's going on? It's your boy DJ TLM.
Turn it on.
Welcome to DJ TLM TV, and welcome to episode 4 of the Saturday Sessions 2020 on my interactive scratch session series. This is for practice purposes.
Let me take it all the way down.
I'll do a pattern for 4 bars, and after that it's your turn. You get 4 bars.
Now I'm in the minus, so it's more reverb.
What I do, or just do your own patterns. It's all about having fun, allowing you to practice.
Now, if you go all the way to the top, now your voice sounds horrible.
Now, of course, if you rather practice
There's
by
no
yourself, and you
reverb,
like
but
the
it's
beat,
horrible.
check the link in the description box down below. You can download the beat for free and just practice on your own. It's perfectly fine. This is just another tool that you can use if you want to just switch it up a little bit. Now, you can play the video as many times as you want to, do different scratches each and every.
So that's just the reverb it's eliminating. It's not much.
That's what it's all about. I'm ready. The beat.
It's a pretty cool tool. Now, to be honest, I don't need to do a lot to this. If I boost my voice to make it loud enough, maybe add a little bit of EQ, it's gonna be okay. It's not even gonna be just solo. Like normally when the video plays, you're gonna hear music underneath. So
It's Saturday. It's time for a new scratch session. So let's get it.
my voice is a little bit harsh though, but
What's going on? It's your boy DJ TLM. Welcome to DJ TLM TV and welcome to episode 4 of the Saturday Sessions.
okay, I'm gonna lower the volume of that
scratch
audio
session
even more.
series. This is for practice purposes. I'm gonna play a beat. I'll do a pattern for 4 bars, and after that, it's your turn. You get.
Hear that transition again.
What's going on? It's your boy DJ TLM. Welcome to DJ TLM TV and welcome to episode 4 of the Saturday Sessions 2020.
Yeah, that's cool. Need to bring that one down as well. You hear that again?
It's Saturday. It's time for a new scratch session. So let's get it. What's going on? It's your boy DJ TLM. Welcome to DJ TLM TV and welcome to episode 4 of the Saturday Sessions 2021, my interactive scratch session series. This is for practice purposes.
I want to see what that sounds like without the Noble Tech though.
I'm gonna play a beat. I'll do a pattern for 4 bars.
Yeah, I didn't like the vocal enhancer that much. I'll rather stick with this for now.
And after that, it's your turn. You get 4 bars, and you can either repeat my pattern, try to emulate what I do, or just do your own patterns. It's all about.
Yeah, I like that way better. That vocal enhancer was adding like some harshness to it. Like you get to a point that you start to add too much, and it almost made me feel like I would have to like add a de-esser or something. And that kind of defeats the purpose. I need my voices to be loud enough and to be kind of balanced. Also with reverb, this room is not too bad, and you don't want to take all the reverb out. Like if you're seeing me talk, but you get one of those super compressed, no reverb at all type of radio voices, that doesn't even sound natural. So you actually want it to sound a little bit more natural, maybe have a little bit of reverb in there.
Having fun, allowing you to practice with someone.
I'll take a look at that EQ a little bit later. So after I talk, it transitions into, yeah, it brought up the highs way too much. I agree. And when it gets too high, you start to hear a lot more of those S's and stuff as well. And I mean, I'm still learning when it comes to like EQing. I'm far from an expert. I'm still learning, but I do understand like the high frequencies. You also add a lot of those type of noises. I don't really want that. Mike Shaw, what up, man? Did I see you already? I'm not sure. Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, Skojo, I agree. Like my voice has, I think, enough of everything in there. It has low end. It has. I'm not gonna say it's a well balanced voice, but there's enough in it that you don't really have to do much. Like mostly I take some of the low end out, just not to make it too bassy, but I might add a little bit more. I do want it to have some body in there as well. Hey, Mr. Alex, what up? Yeah, man, EQing is super hard to master, and I've been working for quite a long time already, and at a certain point, like fatigue to the ears is a real thing, especially if you don't master a craft. Like for the pros, I mean, when they have fatigue, they will take a break, but they're trained to do this. I'm not trained to do this, but that's actually why I continue to do this, because I want to get better at it. And so yeah, this helps as well. Like normally I have my monitor speakers set up, but I just rearrange something in the studio. My NS10s aren't connected yet. My Pioneers are my RM7s. They're dope too, but I prefer to do this on the NS10s. This works pretty okay as well. These Quincy's, these are reference headphones that are kind of like NS10s. They don't add a lot, so they give you a pretty balanced overview of what you're listening to. But let's see. I have the scratch part. I don't need to do too much to that. I just want to double check the balance I have going on.
Let's start the session.
And I still need to add a little video part here. That's not in there currently. Let's see, my scratches are on 1. Probably turn them down just a little bit, maybe 1 dB. No, too much. All right, it's okay. It's okay. Like sometimes when I do my Saturday sessions, I don't have the luxury I have now. Like sometimes I'll just have the beat playing on one deck and do scratches on the other deck. So then I'll end up with a recording and I won't be able to change anything about the balance between the beat and the scratches. In this case, the beat was playing from my computer, from machine, and I was scratching on the DJ set, recorded those scratches separately. So now I have to put them together. So you have the luxury of being able to change levels. The only thing I don't really like about it is somehow to my ear, I can just tell that these come from different sources and it didn't come from the same output. Like they didn't both come from the DJ mixer. They have a different type of sound to them. I don't know exactly how to explain that, but I prefer this at the end of the day, or I would have to set my levels really well when I start scratching. And sometimes I recorded Saturday sessions videos and I thought the balance sounded really good through the speakers. But then when I heard the recording back on the computer, I was like, damn, the scratches are a little bit too loud. And then you can't change that. So there are little things you can do that might help if you have one file. With EQing, you might be able to get like certain frequencies up so you hear the scratches a little bit more, but that also depends on the beat. Like if it was just a drum beat, no samples in the beat or no melody in the beat, then it might be a little bit easier to EQ to get your scratches sounding louder. But in this case, when you also have a beat that has all sorts of harmonics going on, if I boost the EQ, it's going to boost the EQ in the beat as well, in those in the melody. So I prefer this, even though it is extra work, because now you got to EQ the scratches and your beat. So it's more work, but it helps out. Now, as you can tell, like all of these, I have in this line right here, I have 1, 2, 3 video files, and then I have my scratch, and there's a beat. I have 3 video files because I have this top angle. We're looking at this one right now. That's the angle from a GoPro from the top. And if I take that out, I also have myself from the front, and I have this side angle that I took with an M50 and I shot it vertically instead of horizontally. One more thing I still have to do, I still have to add my, well, it's not a set, I don't have a set LUT for this, but I have to change the way this looks. You can tell there's a totally different look and feel to both of these files. You want to make sure that it has the same type of feel to it. Yo, Skojo, 1000%, 1000%. EQ is very subjective, and I'm trying to prevent myself from falling into the trap of strictly just listening to tutorials, because certain tutorials will be really specific, but they're basically too specific, because they'll tell you, okay, to do this, you take out the 3,000. To do that, you add to the 1,000 or to the 12,000. Take away 400 for this. But those are guidelines and not rules, because if you follow that for every beat, it's not going to work. And our ears are all different. So you're absolutely right. You could have one mix of a beat, have 10 people listen, and they'll probably all give you a different opinion and tell you different things that they like or don't like. So I want to learn the techniques. I'm sorry, I'm touching the mic. I want to learn the techniques. I want to understand it better. So yes, that I do understand that if I hear something wrong, that I at least know which frequency field I'm looking at. Am I looking at not just low and high, but there is a big difference between like 1,000 or 3,000 hertz when you get to that. So I want to learn about that, but at the end of the day, I do need to go for what my ears tell me and what I think sounds good. Now, of course, you can use references every now and then. So if there's a song you know that you think sounds really good, bring that in, and don't compare it one to one. That only makes sense if you're making a similar song, but try to listen why a certain song sounds good to you. If it's a certain balance between certain elements in the song. But it's a learning process. I mean, it took me a long time to become a good DJ. I understand that it's going to take me a long time before I get good at actually mixing, like the engineering style mixing. Yeah, Breeze, I feel you. So yeah, that's one of those ongoing processes. But that's the cool thing. There's always stuff to learn. And I want to learn because I still want to do more with music. And in the past, it was always that I would make a beat. And if that would end up on a project for an artist, even if I was involved in the recording process, at the end of the day, when it came to mixing, that had to be done by an engineer. Sometimes I was able to be there and then I could learn from the process. But there's also been times that I couldn't be there, and on some occasions the final product that ended up on a CD and in stores was not something that I fully agreed with. Or let me put it like this: I don't feel that the engineer got the sound out of it that I would have liked to hear, but I wasn't able to do it myself, so someone had to do it. And if you can't be there all the way, so I couldn't be there at that time, and that messed me up. Like, I was like, damn, I don't want to say it's a waste of a beat because the track is still dope, but you are like, it's not as good as I thought it would be. So I want to be able to at least learn enough to, well, make better mixes for my own beats that I just post online. But also that if I work with an artist and there is an engineer, that I know enough that I'm actually able to translate better to an engineer what it is I'm looking for or what I don't like about what he's done or she's done. Because if an engineer sends a premix and lets me hear it, if I can't explain what should be different, it's going to be harder. So you want to make sure that you have enough knowledge for good communication in that field. It happens to me when I'm trying to master my beats. What may sound muddy to me sounds good to someone else. Like always, takes a lot of practice and energy. Yeah, and checking on different systems. Like I said, I have NS10s here, so those are monitor speakers that are very, let's say, honest. They don't color, they don't add anything. A lot of people thought they sounded horrible, and in the past they were like the studio standard. And one saying was like, if it sounds good on the NS10s, it's gonna sound good anywhere. There's truth to that, but you have to hear it on different systems. So what I do on those, I have to hear how that sounds on totally different speakers. So the RM7s I have here by Pioneer, they sound different. Those actually work for me when I'm DJing in the studio as well. Like they will add more low end. So there's an A and B comparison that I can do right here. Then I can check on these headphones and grab some DJ headphones, and preferably you have like one or two other ways to check. So even though it sounds weird, like transferring it to your phone and listening to how it translates to a mobile device is also important. Like even though the audio files, the purists will tell you like you never want to listen to music on a device like that. Fact is, most people listen to music on a device like that, so it has to sound good on that as well. So listening on different systems, and sometimes I have that. Like with a lot of beats I make, I'll listen on the NS10s, and then I listen on the RM7s, and it sounds different, but it sounds okay, or it sounds pretty good on one, but not yet great on the other. And I have a couple of beats now that I put them on, I play them through the NS10s, and it sounds dope. And then I play it to the RM7s, and it sounds dope. And then I play it on the phone, and it sounds dope. That tells me like, okay, this is how I want all my beats to sound. And there's no technical explanation I can give you for that, but it's just that feeling. It was like I put on a beat and I was like, okay, this sounds like how I want beats to sound. And then I did it on the other speakers and they gave me that same feeling. Man, that's something. And I can honestly say, at least listening to these headphones, hearing the beat, this beat in Adobe Premiere right now, it's definitely not all the way there yet. Now, my another luxury I have here is the beats that I make for or use for the Saturday sessions are sometimes beats that will end up on something else that I'll do, or I might even just release them. But for the Saturday sessions, I'll just use an 8 or sometimes 16 bar loop. No other arrangement, nothing going on. And if I decide to do something more with this, I still have the opportunity to give it a proper look as far as mixing, because I don't have enough time currently. So I'm doing a Saturday sessions every 2 weeks. I have to find a beat for the session. Sometimes I have it, sometimes I don't. I made this beat 2 days ago on my phone, transferred it to the computer, finished it in Machine, and I did not have enough time to do like a proper attempt at mixing. I just basically did levels in Machine and added a couple of plugins, found a balance that was okay. And it's good enough for what I'm doing with it now. Good enough to be that loop on SoundCloud that y'all can download and use. But I know I want to spend more time with it. But I gotta say, I'm not sure about, I haven't listened through these headphones in a long time when it comes to beats. So I'm not sure about that either. I need to do this for a second. I need to hear this through the... I'm turning it off in a second, guys. I just need this for a minute. One more. See, that's a funny thing. That sounds totally different. Scratches sound a little bit too loud for me there. Yeah, now I hear it here too. It's better, but I just lowered the scratches like 1.5 dB already. It also depends on what sound you use for scratching. Like certain sounds blend in with the beat better. I don't think my choice of sound was the best for this beat. The tone it has, I don't like the tone with the beat. So basically we can call that like key, mixing in key. I should have looked for a sound that fit better with the melody in that beat. It's not terrible, but I'm gonna lower it a little bit more actually. Went for more of an up-tempo feel with this one. So hold up. Yeah, okay, that'll work. It's better. It's already better. Hit save. Never forget to hit save. Even if you have one of those auto save features, please never forget to hit save every now and then. Sometimes you make the most important edit decisions within the time of the next auto save, and something happens to the computer and then you still have to redo it. So anytime I do anything that I really want to make sure is saved, just hit save. Spin free, what up? Spin free DJs. So yeah, same with this one with the GoPro, the eagle eye view. I still need to work on the I haven't edited this footage at all. So we can actually take a look at both right now. So I have to go to the first one. Sometimes I'll do that at the beginning before I do any cutting. I'll take a look at the footage first and color grade it, which I could actually do with this computer because it's powerful enough. But in the last weeks, I had to do a couple of edits on my DJ laptop, which is terrible when I'm doing video edits. And when I'm using that laptop, I really have to make sure I add nothing when it comes to like effects or processing before I'm totally done with chopping it up, because otherwise the computer will just not move. So again, with this computer, I could have actually done that before at the beginning, but I didn't. It's not a big deal though. I can do it now. So what I have to do is I'll take that first piece right here, take a look at all three of those different cameras, color grade the file. If I'm happy with how that looks, then I can just copy that to all of the other ones that we see there. So that's okay. Hey, what up, Moberry? Welcome on a Sunday afternoon. Oh yeah, Breeze, like you said, like your best beats were lost because you forgot to save. I've been in that situation too. Sometimes with beats in the past that has happened to me, but also with like edits that I was in the middle of an edit, and let's say I did like 20 small things that need to be done accurate, take time, and so it took time, and I just finished that, and Premiere crashed. I was like, please, because I couldn't remember if there was an autosave before that crash. So opened Premiere again, and I saw that it opened right back at the point before I did all of those edits. And you're like, yeah, you just lost a lot of time and just a lot of effort went into nothing. So save all the time. Save. Ray McGuffey in the building and DJ I Flavs in the building. What's good? Kulaso, sorry. I have the chat really small, so the last part of your name got sent to the next line. No, actually, I'm working on video and audio. I mean, it's an edit for the Saturday Sessions video, but there's a lot of audio that goes into video as well. So in this case, that's what's happening. We've been talking about audio at the beginning of the stream, and now I need to get into the video part for a minute, because like I said, we were talking about color grading. So for instance, this angle, this is the GH4, same here, what's used for the whole intro part. Especially if I'm going to get into this shot where I combine it with my M50 shot. So if you get to combining these two, that difference is crazy. But that's also because my GH4 footage is shot in kind of it's not log, because Panasonic has its own version of log, but it is something similar to that, meaning that it's shot kind of flat. You can actually tell, like if you compare it to the M50, this has a lot of contrast in there, more color. This is a little more flat, but that's actually recorded like that on purpose, so you still can do a lot of editing to it afterwards. So we're gonna go into effects for a second. Yeah, it needs to be something you do automatically, that save. And yes, autosave works, and some will allow you to autosave like every whatever minute. There are programs also out there that just save everything you do, so they don't even have that autosave feature anymore. They just save whatever you do. But it's different per program, so I just try to remind myself all the time. Also, if I'm working on using Machine, if I'm just anytime I do something, I quickly hit that shift and save in between. It's like it's done in an instant, and at least I know that my next change or my last changes have been saved. So okay, I'm in effects right now. Video effects, I have to go to film emulation because I use a plugin called Film Convert Pro. So I'm going to drag that onto that GH4 file. There we go. That's just the start. Now I can go back to editing. My edit window. Give me a little bit of room here. What happened here? Oh, okay. A part of my program is cut off by the chat. I have to remove that. So I can bring this back. We're good. Can y'all see that? Let me see. Okay, so the chat is a little bit over that, but that's okay. That's okay. All right, in Film Convert, I have a bunch of settings. So the first thing I have to do is I have to pick my camera. So I have to go to Panasonic GH4, and it was not shot in standard. It was shot using Cinelike D. Now apply that. So already you can see that a lot has changed, but this is not even my setting yet. But already it looks a lot more similar because you can see that there's a lot more contrast in the shot now. I can show you. I'm going to turn it off again. This was how it looked before. So this is just the flat shot that I took. And now you can already see that it starts to match up a little bit more with what we got going on in that other one. But there's a couple of things I need to change still. So I need to go into film settings, because once you add Film Convert, they always add grain. And grain is cool to give something like a film type of look, but the other footage doesn't have grain, so I want that grain out of there. That cleans up the image a little bit. No, not 11%, all the way. And then film color and film curve are set to 100, and I'm going to be playing around with that. So if I take the film color, if I lower that, then it starts to turn more into that flat image, so you can see the differences there. But I'm going to leave it at 100% now, because I'm going to change and pick a particular style I like. I think it's the VD I need. Let me take a look. Sometimes the difference is very subtle. Sometimes the difference can be found in what happens to certain colors in the background. So I have to do a little check real quick which one it was. Yeah, there we go. That's the one I was looking for. So it has a little bit more color than that one. But I like the look of this when I'm just looking at that. But then there's also the temperature that I still can adjust. If I make this warmer, everything turns yellow, it becomes really warm, or it becomes really cold. Now we don't want any of that, but I want to match it a little bit more with what's going on in the other shot. It doesn't have to be perfect, and I know Adobe Premiere also has a feature that can actually try to match two different film styles for you. So if you shot with multiple cameras, you can use that feature also, and it will do it automatically. But this is a drastic improvement compared to this. If you see these two together, that doesn't feel like one style. If I add this, now it definitely looks a lot more. That can work. All right, we'll get back to that in a second. We have to go to the most important shot, because this is the most important shot for me for the Saturday sessions, because it's all about education as well. And I know you can see what I'm doing if you see me from the front or from the side, but this is the best shot to actually see what a DJ is doing. That's why I always have this shot when I'm live streaming, and a lot of DJs don't add this shot. And I can understand, like for most DJs, they just want themselves and their equipment in the frame. For me, this is actually the most important angle whenever I do tutorial videos or something like a Saturday sessions video or live streaming. So okay, so this is a different angle. I have to do the camera setting. The only problem is I don't think there's this was shot on the GoPro, but up until now Film Convert only goes up to the Hero 8. This was actually shot with the 9, but for now I'll take this. I just don't remember what it was set to. Was it set to flat neutral or GoPro? I think it was GoPro native. Yeah, let's go for this because the other one was pretty crazy. So with this one, I know I'm gonna have to lower certain things because there is like this is really, there's a lot of contrast going on. I mean, I like it color-wise, but I do have to do a couple of things. So first off, I have to change the temperature on this one and bring that down a little bit more, because I know that table is not yellow like this. So somewhere around here for starters. But it's also really dark. And that's mostly because of the contrast. Because I can add exposure, make it lighter, but I think it's gonna make everything like really way too bright if I do that. So that's not where I wanna start. I wanna start by just taking a little bit of the color or curve out. Let me see. That's the color. I think we need to keep that as close to the 100 as we can be. So then it has to be the curve. See, the curve makes it a little bit lighter. You can see a little bit more of the equipment. Like this, you see a little bit less. So I'm gonna turn this way down to like 25. This one at like 85. Now you can see the gear better. You can see all the knobs and everything. Before with the contrast, you couldn't really see. See the difference? If we go from This is the color graded shot. I mean, this is more visible than this actually, a little bit more. But color wise, this does not fit with the other two. This is better. Like I said, I mean, you can use a feature in Adobe Premiere that can actually match stuff up automatically. I used that once, but then again, you still have to tweak it to get it to work. Side effects, salute to you. Yeah, man. You can catch me here on Twitch a lot of times too with different content. So you can find me here every Monday with a mix show called Crates, and every 2 weeks I do another mix show on Friday. And actually, that's coming up this week as well. So you can catch me on Monday and Friday this week mixing. I'm here every Sunday when I'm working in the studio, and I just show whatever I'm working on. And every Wednesday I'm here as well, and then it's a DJ Q&A. So basically, ask any DJ related questions. So that's what that is. Jorge, you got a long name, man. Jorge Aranibar Espinoza Jare Mix. And I probably pronounced that wrong too. So let's just say saludos. And side effects. This is actually, so this is a video for the YouTube channel, but this is the editing part. This is what needs to be done. So this is what's going to be in frame most of the time, because I want people to see up close what I'm doing. So maybe I'll add a little bit more exposure just so we can see the equipment even better. Let me see if that doesn't become too light. So grab the exposure. Let's see. Yeah, we can add a little bit of that. It becomes pretty bright, but you do see everything a little bit better. I think I'll keep it like that. I'm not sure about this. If I look at my hands, they are a little bit red compared to what's going on in the other shot. Same here. This is more natural, the M50, and this is more natural. Okay, so there's a little bit too much red going on here. That's with the GoPro. Oh, okay. I never changed that. That's my bad. I think VD is more red. No, that's not a significant change. That redness is still there. That was the autosave, all good. This one is actually more natural than the other one, I think. You see that difference again? That's very minimal. That's more yellow, no. That could be more natural, I think. So I need to make sure that I don't just because right now I was focusing on the hand, the color of the hand, but I need to make sure that I also take a peek at the equipment while I check the different styles, because I might find one that gives the hand the better look, but sometimes you change the color and then it messes up the equipment. I actually like what this does to the equipment. Makes the equipment looks more natural. By the way, these are the Pioneer CDJ 3000s. Yo, those jog wheels? Whoa, I was not ready for that. I wasn't expecting that. I was really not expecting that. I didn't really check enough of the videos for the 3000 because I was like, I'm not gonna have my hands on them anytime soon. Back when they first came out, I knew they were coming now for a while. I have them here for a couple of weeks, so I'm gonna be able to shoot some footage. But I got to try them out for the first time yesterday. Yo, those jog wheels are absolutely amazing. It's not a moving motorized platter, so that is my number one always. You know that. The 2000, the CDJ 2000, that had a feel that I really liked when it came to jog wheels, like a really good feel. That's what I liked about the DDJ 1000, because it feels like a CDJ. This felt pretty next level to me. These felt, I don't know, they're so smooth. They're so smooth. They're responsive. They're not. I'm not into the capacitive touch jog wheels that you had on a lot of the controllers that came out. Started with the SZ when that first came out. They're not the same as this. This is still, I think the difference is mechanical and the capacitive type of touch that's on the other ones. I never really liked that feel. These are, Breeze, beast. Pioneer is a beast, but these are monsters. Love the fact that they're actually exactly the same size as the S11. This would be a perfect little setup right here, even though turntables and phase all day. But if we're taking a look at the media players, wow. Like, I have the SC5000s, the Denons. Feature-wise, I love what the Denons have to offer. I truly do. The jog wheels on those SC5000s, That's basically all I'm going to say. They're okay. They're not comparable to 2000s, and they're definitely not comparable to these 3000s. So for a lot of DJs, that won't matter. The jog wheel on that 5000 and on the 6000, it'll get the job done, of course. But damn, yeah, they don't compare to this feeling. Definitely not. I thought about getting into Pioneers, but I had to go Range 72. Okay, but that's the mixer though. What kind of players, or what are you using beyond that, or besides that? Turntables, CDJs. The only thing is, I have no idea how much these 3000s cost. They're probably going to be really expensive. That's all I can imagine. They're probably going to be super expensive. But the feeling, oh. So yeah, I'll have them here for a couple of weeks. So I'll be using them for those weeks as much as I can. Monday's session, so Monday's episode of Crates is going to be on these 3000s for sure. Okay, side effects, I feel you. The 72 and the 12s. I mean, it's just a different animal. I love the 12s, but that's motorized platter, so it's a totally different thing. Can't really compare motorized platters to jog wheels. It's a different ballpark right there. Hey, what up, Clifford? Salute to you all the way from Malaysia. Shazmo TV. It's been a minute. I've been right here and on YouTube as well. So yeah, for those tuning in later, I'm working on the edit for the Saturday Sessions 2021 episode 4, which would have been online late last night. Didn't have enough time to finish it. Didn't feel like continuing to work while I was tired, because when you get tired, you start to make little mistakes. And I hate watching my own videos back on YouTube, seeing the mistakes that I made. It happened in plenty of videos. Sometimes you won't even notice it when you look at the video, but I know it. And sometimes people can see little mistakes, but it's never something that really messes up the video. But for me, I hate it when it happens. So I'd rather have a clear mind, clear head, clear ears when I'm doing stuff like this. Road Dog in the building from Periscope. Salute. So no, there's no super sessions coming up. That might happen at the end of the year, later in the year. That I have too much on my plate to make that happen right now. Funny thing is, since I started to release Saturday sessions this year, every time I released a session, I told people who were into the Saturday super sessions, like, hey, I'm not doing a super session yet, but this year, anytime I do a Saturday sessions video, you can download the beat and record yourself scratching over that beat if you're a little bit more advanced when it comes to scratching. Record yourself and send me the video, and I'll post it on my social, maybe even on my channel. Up until this point, there's been one DJ who's done it for 2 different sessions. That's RC3. No one else responds to that. But I do still see a lot of questions for Saturday Super Session. So, I mean, I understand it's not the same thing, like a giant video compilation. But at the end of the day, it's still me posting you guys on my platform, scratching. But I haven't seen that, seen people respond to that yet. But the Super Session, yeah, that's going to be at the end of the year. There's just too much work that goes into it, and I have a lot on my plate, a lot of things that need to happen. The first focus for me this year is getting my steady, getting consistent with the content. There's more content that I'm going to do on a weekly basis, but I have to make sure that I don't start with a too heavy load. So I couldn't just start January with all of those videos every week straight away. So I'm building up to it. So the first consistent point is all of the live streams I'm doing. So I'm here every Monday, every Wednesday, every Sunday, and then every 2 weeks on a Friday. And besides that, the Saturday Super Session is every 2 weeks. So that is consistently coming. And then there's more content that's going to be added to that also on a consistent basis, including the podcast, which I did start, but I've not been consistent yet. Only 2 episodes this year. So I need to catch up. So adding something like a Saturday Super Session into the mix where I have to make announcements, then I have to check all the videos when they come in. I have to judge all the videos. A lot of times I do have to have back and forth with a couple of DJs because they sent files the wrong way or whatever. And then I have to find time to do that edit when I currently have one folder filled with like 5 videos that still need to be edited, including my building my PC video, because I'm using a studio PC that I built myself. I shot myself filming, I filmed myself making it, but I still haven't had time to edit that. So Saturday Super Sessions, not for a while. DJ Rez, the producer, salute to you. And I saw something else here, seeing I have been on turntables most of my career. Some Moddies from the Voice Radio Invest. Love the 12s. Those Pioneers are still amazing. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like the Rain 12 is just a totally different animal, and I really like those as well. Even though I prefer turntables with phase, that's my number 1 setup. But if we're taking a look at like the media players, and the important thing for me, how the jog wheels feel, wow, these 3000s, the way that jog wheel feels combined with that screen, I'm really feeling that. Now I haven't mixed with them yet, so that's why I'm going to use these Monday. I like to throw myself just in there and just go for it. And I've used CDJs before, but to really see how that feels using these players for a mix, yeah. What's up, Ben Watson? Ah, that's dope. Great to hear. I'm learning digital mixing at the moment. Next, I want to know how to make my own beats. Hey, for a lot of us, this is the perfect time because a lot of us have more time. And I don't want to say that we don't have anything to do, because I have plenty of things to do, but especially like in the last year, there have been more times that you were probably stuck at home. That's the perfect time to start just looking at stuff like that, like making beats. There's plenty of software out there that has like free versions that you can download just to try out. And there's even phone apps that work well to start out. So for instance, the beat for this Saturday session, and this is not the first time, it happened plenty of times, I made the beat on my phone using iMachine, which is an app by Native Instruments, and it's basically their mobile version of Machine. Machine is what I use in the studio. So I made the beat in iMachine on my phone. I think I made that, I made it 2 days ago, and I don't know, it didn't take me long to get there either, but I do that, and I export that, import it into Machine, and then here I get to finish it, or at least add stuff to it, you name it. What up, Rico Steez? If I didn't salute you already. Loco Lopez, what's up? Uh, Clifford wants to know, is it a little too slippery for juggling on the 3000? It did not feel slippery at all when I was scratching with it. So on Monday during the stream, I'll definitely experiment. Just try to do some back spinning and some juggle movements as well. But I like the way it felt. It did not feel slippery when I was scratching. At no time during the scratches did I feel like I'm losing my grip. The material felt different compared to the 2000, but I haven't done research to see what exactly is different about it. But I just know it is an entirely newly designed jog wheel compared to the 2000, as far as I've heard. The problem I have with DJing is music selection. I haven't started yet. So when you say music selection, do you mean music to play, or just let me put it like this: when I started to build my collection, I just looked for music I liked and I built my collection like that. Now, if I'm DJing and I have to make a selection of which tracks I'm going to bring, of course it's different now that we're digital, but in the vinyl days, I would actually have to go into the wall and select vinyl that I was going to bring to the gig. That all depends on what type of gig it is. That will let me know what type of music I'll be bringing. But at the moment when I'm DJing for people, my music selection is dictated by the crowd. I'll try something out, and if they react to it in the positive way that I hope they will, then I might play some more. If the reaction is not right, then I'll try a different style, maybe different era, different music, whatever. But that is what helps me to decide what I play. I focus on the crowd, and then I look for my next song. So Osman, the app that I use on my phone is called iMachine. So I, just the letter I, Machine by Native Instruments. And it's the mobile version of Native Instruments Machine that you can get for the computer. So Side Effects says the same thing. Music selection is mostly learned from doing live work. When you do live performances, it helps with the knowledge. Yes, you get knowledge of what hits or might hit and what flops, but of course that also depends on where you're playing, because something that might flop here could actually work for a different crowd. But it is all about keeping your eyes and ears on your crowd. Loco Lopez, no controllers here. Oh, I mean, you could use them as controllers, but these are the CDJ 3000s. Pioneer CDJ 3000. So basically their new flagship media player. The 2000 Nexus was their last flagship. And now you have these beasts right here. So maybe in a year or two, they'll do a Nexus version of this. We'll see. It started like that with the CDJs as well. So we'll see what happens. All right, so I'm going to have to check to see if I'm happy with the way they look. Yeah, Loco Lopez, a little bit. Because of the bigger screen, they do have a resemblance to the Denons. But first off, the Denons have all of the little performance pads that you see on the Denons. They're all the way at the bottom. And yeah, there's a couple more differences. But of course, when the Denon players came out, they kind of looked like CDJs with some differences. And now if you look at the screens, now they're more similar than ever. Yeah, I don't have a 6000 here. All right, you know what? Let's do that for a second. Then I have to get back to the video, but let's do that for a second. Hold up. Let me quickly grab something. I have to unplug my mic. There we go. come on. You gotta fit here too. Just want to see if I can get this to fit here. Yeah, there we go. Come on. Not gonna stay in place? Alright, if it's not gonna stay in place, I'll just hold it. Because this is not working with me. We'll just do it like this. Let me make my screen a little bit bigger. Give me a sec. Alright. I need a little more room, a little more cable room. Damn, that light is killing us. Yeah, that's better. I mean, you got a lot of similarities there. All right, that's a better shot. Pretty similar. All right, let's get me back to my little angle in the corner right there. There we go. Let me get my mic back. Let me get my mic back right there. Actually, this angle works. Let me just make it big like this. Bang. That works too. Went through all that trouble for nothing. Could just do it like this. Even though the angle is a little bit off, which makes it look a little bit different. Jog wheel on this one is a little bit lower, but that's because the Denon has performance pads at the bottom. Now this is the 5000. This is not the 6000, so they have a newer version out, of course. These are a little bit lower, a little bit higher. But yeah, I don't know. The feeling when I was using these compared to using this already feels way more smooth the way this rolls compares to how this moves. Now, as always with anything, if you use it enough, you'll start to get used to it, and I mean, you can do great work with those Denons. That's a fact. That's for sure. But I know these feel a lot better to me. All right. Did I miss anything? Osman says, I hate Denon. Okay. Yeah, I sure don't. Their Prime line is incredible. It is super dope. Like, I don't like the feeling of the jog wheels that much. But those features on that device are great. And if you look at the rest of the Prime line as well, like if you look at that Prime 4, the Prime 2, the Prime Go, that line is pretty insane. So I can definitely not hate on it. But I will always have my preferences. So I have to use them for a proper mix. But just by feeling them from the scratch session, the jog wheels are super dope. DJ Elab, what's going on? Salute to you. Thanks for the follow. And let's see what else is in here. So if I'd had to pick one now, I would say CDJ 3000. If I had to go out and buy one now, I would have to compare the prices, because I don't know if just that jog wheel feel is going to be enough to justify an immense price difference. But I don't know anything about the price right now. I have to assume that the Denon is cheaper. And for a lot of people, again, for a lot of people, that jog wheel feel that I keep talking about is not as important. So for some of you, that might also be a deal breaker if a jog wheel doesn't feel right. For others, you're like, hey man, I only use that jog to nudge when I'm mixing. I never do scratching. I started in by hitting Q and hitting the play button. Then you're probably not going to pay as much attention to something like a jog wheel. I mean, you can't go wrong with any of these players because these are like top of the line media players. So yes, Breeze, it is subjective, 1,000%. Local Opus says, I was sort of feeling the SCMs. Yeah, like those two. I used NS7 III, love spinning platters. The Rain 1 came out. Sticking with the NS7 III. Yep. Yeah, a lot of people ask me that question. Like, they have the NS7 III and they're asking me if they should get the Rain 1. I'm like, I can't decide that for you. You currently have a controller, a beast of a controller that is, yeah, I don't know what the Rain offers that you don't have on your NS7 III unless it comes to portability, you know? So maybe they'll do a bigger version of that Rain 1, which would be something more comparable to the NS7 III, but just aimed at newer features on the software. That could be dope. I mean, I liked what I see from the Rain 1. The size of it is dope because the NS7 is a large beast. But I don't think you can call it an upgrade to go from an NS7 III with those screens and everything you have on there to a Rain 1. I tried the SRT 1000, didn't like the platters. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure if they are exactly the same. I have the SRT here. And I remember I love the DDJ 1000 and I like the way the SRT feels. So maybe it's in my head, or maybe it's because the DDJ 1000, the normal version, has a different display in the jog wheels. It didn't feel 100% the same to me though. I think it's in my head. All right, let me get back to this though. Like I said, I have to make sure that I'm happy with the way the video files look now. There's still too much red in the GoPro compared to what I'm seeing in this one and in the M50 footage. And I mean, I'm not gonna get them 100% the same. That I don't need that to be the case because the M50's blacks look way better. I'm not better, but different compared to what I'm seeing here. But it's also a different angle. The lighting is coming from the front exactly on this. So that's a little difference there as well. iMachine, I mean, I love it. It's a cool little app. You get some of the features you get in Machine. Of course, it's a mobile version, so it's not going to be, it's not going to have everything in there that you get from that. But you do get like, let me get my screen up, otherwise I don't know what I'm showing you guys. So, this, by the way, is Machine Mark 1 that controls the Machine software. And in the app, you basically get those pads. And what you see at the bottom, those 4 colors, those are your 4 banks. On Machine, you get 8 of them. But that allows me to, I don't know if you can hear it. I have to do it close to the mic. A little sample in there. Whatever, you'll get all these samples in there. And it allows you to make different patterns. And that was the version in the phone. And that's pretty similar to the end result that we got going on here. Local Lopez, I'm not sure if it's just Apple or also Android. Not sure. That's still the problem with certain apps, that they're only on one platform. With iMachine, I really don't know. Yeah, there's something about the color I'm not totally happy with, but if we're gonna go from one shot to the other, we're not gonna notice it that much. Let me see. The problem is this is not a white balance issue, because I don't want to make it let's say colder. That's going to add more blue, and the blue in these players and in the mixer is already popping out. That's not it. No, I think I'm going to leave it. I think I'm going to leave it just like that. So there's one more thing I have to also import. Let me do that real quick, because that is something I need right now, and that is my normal. That is something we're gonna need throughout my entire video, because that thing has to be branded, so we got to get that in there right now. That is the logo. Last time I think I made it a little bit smaller. I might do that again, actually. I think last time I did it at 75. Let me take a quick peek. I kind of like that last time. I mean, I want my logo in there, but it's just a branding tool. It shouldn't take away from my screen. Why is that not showing? Let's get that back in here. Why does that start with a black screen? Oh, okay. Got you. You're not starting at the beginning. Is there another file starting at the beginning? Okay, the music is starting at the beginning. That means I'm going to have to stretch you a little bit, get you a little bit out there.
It's set.
That's a little bit too long. Okay. So for the beginning, I want to add a little effect. I'm going to do a transition. Even though I'm not coming from a different video, I want my film dissolve at the beginning. Thank you. That means that it starts like this, and then
It's Saturday. It's time for a new scratch session. So
it'll fade in. Cool. I think I am happy with the way that file looks, so I'm going to go into this one. That's the GH4 file, and I'm going to take that film convert and copy it. So now if I go to my beginning file and I select it, if I now hit copy, it changes the color. Okay, this shows me there is a lot of contrast. It's a little bit unnatural to me though. It's a little bit too much in this one.
Scratch session, so let's get it.
Let me see that again.
Today it's time for a new scratch session, so let's get it.
Yeah. So before I copy it to everything, I'm going to take another look at, let's see, the film color. I might want to play around with that just a little bit, but I want it to be kind of contrasty, especially if you see it next to that M50 footage, but it's a little bit too much to me. So I think I'm gonna just go tone it down just a bit. Let me see this one. Yeah, that is also adding a lot. So I'm gonna take them both down 10%.
For a new scratch session, so let's get it. What's going on?
Okay, so if I choose to go with that one, I have to change it in that first file as well. Let me get in here. Turn them both down to 90% real quick. Still pretty contrasty, but I kind of like it. So, to copy that again. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so I need to do that for all of my GH4 footage. And I can already see like everything is, all those FX things are yellow now because they don't have any effect on them. And now they do. So now all of that footage all over the video will have that same color grading. Even though we're not going to see this shot a lot, I do need to make sure that all of it has that same grading going on. Right. Okay, so no Android. Yeah, that's too bad. And it's true though. It's true. Like there's a lot of Android devices that offer like a ton of features. I don't want to say stuck in the Apple ecosystem because I can use anything, but I have a lot of Apple products. I mean, the studio computer here is a Windows computer, but I mean, I have my iPhone, I have an iPad. I have a bunch of old iPhones at the house that the kids use, and my Apple Watch, and they all work together. But especially when you look at the apps, it does happen quite frequently that a new app will come out for us. So for DJs, musicians, producers, or even video stuff, it's not many times that you hear Android only. It's most of the times it will be iOS first. And sometimes then Android will come later. So yeah, that's too bad. But then again, iMachine for me is especially great because I use Machine. If you're not using Machine, then iMachine is still cool. And you can still use it to make beats. But the only thing you can do then is export them as like just an audio file. You won't be able to do anything with them outside of your phone, because you can't, if you have iMachine but you don't have Machine, then you can't really expand and continue to work on the project. So yeah, I use iMachine on my phone. I also use it on the iPad. Like I swear, if they made it for the Apple Watch, I'd probably use it on the watch as well. Like I sure would. All right, let me see. So the M50 footage, that's the crazy part. I did nothing to the M50 footage. This is how it came straight out the camera. I gotta, the Canon colors like this look super dope compared to what a GoPro or the GH4 does. And yeah, I shot it vertically on purpose to experiment with having a video file like this and then to add a second video feed next to it. Yeah, just for fun, just to mess around with it. So yeah, I don't have to do anything because that footage will look the same throughout, because this is unedited, non-color color graded footage from the M50. So yeah, that's good. So then the last point will be just the GoPro footage. That's how it came out, the GoPro. On its own, it's perfectly fine. But compared to the other ones, this one is just way too warm and yellow. This one fits better. This one fits better in the style of what we're doing. I'm going to take one more look at it in Film Convert before I continue. Yeah, I want to stay away from too blue. See, I like the warmth, but it's just a different style compared to the others, though. So what I need to do actually is just take a look at the side of the jog wheel and get that color right, because that should just be a normal gray, I think, black grayish. I'm just taking a peek at the CDJ, see the color, because if I take a look at that side of the jog wheel, there, when you start to change the temperature, like it's too blue when you get there. I think I'm just going to stay in that 50, 54 range. Give me 54. All right. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I have this. The framing. The framing is good. It looks okay. It's pretty cool though. This was shot with the GoPro 9. I think I had it in linear mode or narrow, which is the most straight mode, but you get the smallest field of view. But it was shot in their 5K mode, which means that if you get the original size, it's way bigger than this. I'm zoomed in almost 50% on this one. Let's see. Let me just show you here real quick without changing the part I need. Oh, my bad. I'm taking the wrong file. So if you see it normally at 100%, you just see that. So I had to not zoom in, zoom out basically. Like my project is a 1080p project, so 1920 by 1080. So if you load the GoPro footage in there, you see it at 100%. And this is all you see. But as you can see, it's still nice and sharp. So I have to zoom out in order to get the rest. And yeah, somehow I did a couple of takes, and during the last take, and I didn't notice it until afterwards, I must have somehow hit the camera because it wasn't framed right. So as you can see, it's crooked. So if I do my rotation, turn it back to normal, the footage came out like this, sideways. So I had to adjust that. Now the cool part is, if I would have filmed this and the DJ set would have just fit into the frame and it would have been sideways, it would have cut off part of the actual set. But now because I have so much room around it, I could easily like straighten it out and zoom in until we get just the DJ set in the frame. But yeah, I like the quality on that GoPro. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's not made for this, but it's a nice small device, and I love them for this type of DJ stuff. Real Joe from Ecuador, what's going on? Salute to you. What am I doing with my cam? Why is that off? I was just talking about the GoPro, and now the GoPro decided to live its own life. What's going on here? Or did I unplug something without knowing it? Okay, that's pretty weird. This angle is still cool. This is still working. I want my other GoPro back though. What happened here? I'm turning that off and on for a sec. All right, let me get back to this. So I'm gonna stay with this color. I'm cool with it. This is what I'm gonna use because I have to continue. This is eating up way too much of my time right now. Yeah, I mean your camera quality for streams should never be the first priority, but once you get the stuff down and you know that you can get your audio through right, you want to start looking at stuff like that. Like, okay, like my audio is working so that people can hear my mix well. I mean, that's the most important thing when you're doing a live stream. You want to make sure that your audio is coming through the right way. But once you get that right, then it's time for the video. So I don't know how you're currently doing it, what you're currently using for your stream. Let me know in the chat what you're currently using. Chelo Santiago, what up? What up? You can get a 1080p on Amazon for $50. True. But there are differences though, and I'm definitely not saying that this is what you need. Like for instance, GoPro is far from the best camera, but I also know that with certain cheap cameras, you will see the differences, and you have to make sure that they have what you need. So, for instance, you need a way to connect the camera to your computer. My bad. So, for instance, I need cameras that have HDMI out because they need to be connected to my A10 Mini Pro, which takes HDMI in. So I need that when I'm looking for cameras. That's important. I need that. Let's see, is my cam on already? No, it's not on yet. Why is my camera not on? Okay, until that comes on, I'll get to this one. So there's my A10 Mini Pro right there. I'm using a generic 1080p cam. All right. Okay, you're using your Note 8 as or the Note as a camera as well. Yeah. So I'm currently I use OBS as well for my stream. So when I'm doing my DJ mixes, I will use my A10 Mini Pro. That's the little device on the table right here, my video switcher. Any video source I have will go into that device. So currently I have two cameras going in there, the GoPro right here and the other GoPro, which turned off and needs to turn back on again. I don't know what just happened to it. But those are the two cameras I have connected now. Sometimes I'll have three cameras connected. Most of the times I'll have my laptop screen, the DJ laptop. I'll have the laptop output also connected to the A10 Mini Pro so that people can see what I'm doing on the computer. And I'll take the output from my mixer, whichever mixer I'm using, and the output from the mixer also goes into my A10 Mini Pro. So basically this device is sending all my videos and the audio to my computer, and in OBS I just use this as my video source and audio source. Now for the stream that I'm doing right now, the audio from Adobe Premiere is coming from the computer. So inside OBS I just made an audio output capture, and that is getting the audio from Adobe Premiere. My voice is coming in through a little lavalier microphone. I don't normally do this. A lot of times I'll have my pod mic here with a desk stand and all of that. But right now I'm on a little lavalier microphone that I have buttoned to my clip to my t-shirt, and that is going straight into the A10 Mini Pro as well. So I have a little wire going from that A10 Mini Pro to my t-shirt. So that's an input, a mic input, and that's getting my voice. The only thing is, if you're using an A10 Mini Pro like I'm using right now, you can't see all of those camera sources at the same time. It's a video switcher. So if you want to have like all the multiple shots inside of OBS, then all of the cameras need to be connected to your computer separately. There's ways to do that as well. But yeah. Yeah, I know. Cleveland Terry and myself are two of the biggest ATA Mini Pro advocates out there, I think. Mojax also uses it all the time. And, okay, so what did I use to connect my iPad to Twitch? So basically the only thing that I used to connect the audio, because I didn't have the video feed of the iPad when I was doing the stream with the iPad. I have clips coming out now where you actually see my screen, but I just did a screen recording on the iPad. But the audio out from my iPad, it actually just came through this little buddy right here. This is my, let me see, it's called Hyperdrive, I think. This is my Hyperdrive 6+1. It's a little USB hub. Now you can use it like this with the cable. You can also take this off and then you can connect it straight to the iPad, but I prefer it like this. This little device has a USB 3 port, a USB-C port, an SD card reader, and, very important, right there, a normal headphone jack. So I could use that to connect it for my stream. So the output just came through that headphone output on this little device. Oh, and it also has a full HDMI out on it as well. So micro SD, SD, USB-C, so you can keep charging your iPad while you have everything connected, USB 3, headphone jack, and HDMI. So the audio from the iPad just went through this, and that went into a mixer that I had on the side. So I had a 900 SRT next to me, which had the microphone connected. So it had my mic, my voice, and then it had my sound from the iPad. And that output from that mixer went into the GoPro 9. So the GoPro 9 was collecting the video and audio. And I think I was streaming straight from the GoPro during that session, if I'm not mistaken. I use my NS7 III as my audio source, captured to OBS, and my camera's direct to the streaming PC. But I might be overloading USB ports. Okay. Yeah, I'm not that experienced with that. That might happen. I'm not sure. I'm going to take a quick look to see what is happening here. Let me disconnect this GoPro Hero 9 for a second. What's going on with you? What is going on with you? Provolone, thank you for following. Because I've heard people had this issue before with the 9 or with GoPros. I never had it with previous GoPros, but it looks like it may have frozen. So just to be sure, I'm gonna just take out the battery for a second and put it back in. I just got this media mod for my GoPro, which is pretty cool. So this is a little. Let me make my screen bigger. I'm showing you guys stuff on the small screen. That makes no sense. So this is a little case that goes around the GoPro, and it adds an external mic, and at the same time on the back it now gives me an HDMI output, micro HDMI, USB-C to charge and connect, and a small line input as well. Only thing is, so now I just want to take the battery out because I think the device froze. I have to take it out of that case real quick to make that happen. But that's pretty simple, pretty easy. Because I heard this is the easiest way to kind of reset it. Because I don't know what happened here. So without, of course, you can use it like this, but then you only have a USB-C connection. And I wanted that HDMI connection so I could use it with my ATA Mini Pro. So this media mod allows me to do that. This microphone should also be a little bit better than just a normal onboard mic on a GoPro. But it's still not going to be great. But you can also, like the lavalier mic I'm using right now that's connected to my ATEM Mini Pro, I could also connect that straight to the GoPro. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so let's see if you actually start again. Or maybe it just wasn't charging when it was supposed to charge and the battery just died. That is a possibility. So you know what? I'm just going to put that USB-C in here and let it charge for a while. See what happens. I'm okay. We still have an angle. I can adjust this one to get me in the frame. So I'm not going to waste more time with the 9 right now because I got to get back to finishing this edit. So there we go. Oh no. Gotta go a little bit higher than that. Can't really straighten it out, I think. Or can I? Look at the beautiful mess in the back right there with all the wires. Yeah. Okay, so that works. We'll just do it like that. Oh. All right. Now, I do have to finish this because time is continuing. The clock is ticking, and I have to get this edit done so I can start uploading to YouTube and SoundCloud before I have to leave the studio, and I got to get home. I had to stay in the studio last night. I was still working. We're on a curfew here in the Netherlands right now, so you can't be out on the street after 9. So I had to stay in. I already have to stay in again on Monday when I do my live stream. Because of the same thing, I'll be streaming till after 9, so I don't have an option. I have to stay in the studio again. I mean, I don't mind doing it every now and then, but not too many times. That's not what we're trying to do here. All right, let's see. Premiere. Okay, so there's actually one more thing I have to do, which is a pretty annoying little thing, but it has to be done. I now have to choose.
If you want to have that beat, check the link in the description box down below to download.
Oh yeah, one more thing before I forget. We have to add a little bit more to that. That voice is sounding too thin.
It for free.
That's you. I think I took out too much. Let's add a little bit more of that.
I'll be back with a new episode in 2 weeks. If you like this video, make sure you like the video, share the knowledge. If you're new to my channel, or if you've been watching my channel for a long time,
Wait a minute.
But you haven't subscribed.
Yeah, that is you.
I hope you had a good time. Once again, you can play the video as many times as you want to. Use it as an alternative way to practice. If you want to have that beat, check the link in the description box down below.
Okay, I am still there.
Episode in 2 weeks. If you like this video, make sure you like the video, share the knowledge. If you're new to my channel, or if you've been watching my channel for a long time but you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. Activate the notification so you always get that notification when I drop a new video, so you won't miss out on any of my content. Now, I'll be back soon with more content, so make sure you check out my streaming schedule, check out the channel for all the videos that I have there. Follow me on social. All the links are in the description box down below. Thanks for watching. See you soon.
I have to check something for a sec. But one more. I know what I want.
Please subscribe to the channel.
I know what I want. I just need to get it. I want my buddy in here. I love this thing. Can y'all actually see that when it pops up? Oh, I keep forgetting. I'm doing stuff in pop-ups and pop-up windows, but you don't see those. I would actually have to do a separate capture window for you guys to see that. So I currently just opened my Better Maker EQ because I want to see what that can do for me.
Saturday Sessions 2021. I hope you had a good time. Once again, you can play the video as many times as you want to. Use it as an alternative way to practice. If you want to have that beat, check the link in the description box down below to download it for free. I'll be back with a new episode in 2 weeks. If you like this video, make sure you like the video, share the knowledge. If you're new to my channel, or if you've been watching my channel for a long time but you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. Activate the notifications so you always get that notification when I drop a new video, so you won't miss out on any of my content. Now, I'll be back soon with more content, so make sure you check. It's Saturday. It's time for a new scratch session, so let's get it.
Okay, so what is different? I'm hearing a clear difference there.
What's going on? It's your boy DJ TLM. Welcome to DJ TLM TV, and welcome to episode 4 of the Saturday Sessions 2021, my interactive scratch session series. I'll be back with a new episode in 2 weeks. If you like this video, make sure you
Why am I hearing
try
a
to
difference?
emulate what I do, or just do your own patterns. It's all about having fun. Allow as an alternative way to practice.
Oh, wait a minute. I think I know. First off, what's your level? Take me to the beginning.
It's Saturdays.
Right, we're here. And
It's time for a new.
that's on channel 4. And here we're on channel 2. So I changed the intro. No, I didn't change my intro. No, first off, in the intro, I'm talking over
Just for practice purposes, I'm gonna
a no drum version of the beat.
play a beat. I'll do a
But it's also playing at a different volume. So there is background, but the background is louder. So I thought my vocal in the outro sounded too quiet. But that's not it. I think I put this to -7. No, -14. I got you. There's no dynamic. I didn't do anything to it, so that's not the difference. But I gotta set that here to a lower volume as well. And I think this is still at -7, not 14. Yeah, there you go. That will make a difference for sure.
So that's it for this episode of the Saturday Sessions 2021. I hope you had a good time. Once again,
That's what I'm talking about. I was like, wait a minute, why am I so loud and clear in my intro and not in my outro? But yeah, the audio is coming from this file in the outro, and it's coming from a file down here in the intro. Hey, my GoPro just came back to life. So yeah, somehow the battery was not charging, I guess, because it's only on 3%. I can see now. So that made a clear difference. So that's okay. I'm gonna plug you back in real quick, and then I gotta watch the clock and also make sure I communicate with the home front about dinner. Because normally I'm cooking on Sunday, but got to see if that's going to be an option today or if we have to do something else. All right, let me just plug this in. Just want to have that angle back. Also really dope about that new GoPro is that you get that, it has the screen on the front. So when you're framing it up, you can actually see what you're doing. That's pretty dope. All right, let me get that back in there. Only thing I don't like is the way the HDMI connection is placed with that external microphone that they have. They're right next to each other, so you're always fighting to get that plug back in there. Pizza for dinner. Hey man, that's the thing. Like, if I want to be if I want to be lazy, it's very easy because kids will never say no when you come when junk food is the option. But yeah, we have to see. I don't want to get that too much. Let me get my angle back, Mr. GoPro. What? How? Oh! I was like, what's going on? But my my GoPro went into a different mode right here. It is showing me it's playing me files. That's not what it's supposed to be doing. Wings for protein. Right. Yeah, that's what's up. That is what's up. Now we'll have to see what we're gonna do with that. That's the only thing. I have to get out of this menu from here. That's not easy. That's the only thing I don't like. You have to if you connect it to HDMI, then you don't see stuff on the screen anymore. So you have to like use a little menu to make that happen. But okay, I'm back to my my other angle. All right, so that intro and outro is cool. I'm gonna do one more check to see if I'm okay with levels. But no, that's the thing. I have the main angle is gonna be the GoPro, like I said. Like this is the angle you're gonna see the most. But then you have transition points where I've cut out a bunch of scratches because I had to make the session shorter. So it's not an ongoing experience right here. So if I just leave it the way it is, you're gonna get moments where you can actually just see it cut from frame to frame. Sometimes you won't notice, but sometimes if we're in this video block, my hand placement might be here, but if we go to the other one, all of a sudden if my hands are in a different place, it looks really unnatural. Now in this case, you don't even notice it. I'm gonna show y'all a cool trick that you can use when you have the multiple angles. So stuff you can do, you don't have to do it. But because I have the multiple angles, what up, Tommy? Tommy Too Tough in the building. Because you have multiple angles, you could always choose to say like, hey, the last couple of counts right here. Let's say this part, like 4 counts. I can take out the GoPro and have these 2 angles here. So for instance, you could do that just for a little part and just to show you how that will look. Let me. So we're in the GoPro. Oh, wait a minute. I see. There you go. That is not supposed to be open. There we go. So, GoPro footage. I'm gonna do it the other way around though. I see a little movement here that I don't want to see. You see me open the fader here. So we don't want that. So start you here. Fine. Rich, I'm using Adobe Premiere. Adobe Premiere for my video edits. That's the program I've been using for the last I don't know how many years, 7, 8 years, I think. Okay, so we're gonna go back to you. Let's see how long we're gonna use you. So I'll leave these other angles out for a second. Okay, so here. That's a point where we need these two to come in. And let that GoPro start there again. So what I do now is I only have the footage from the GoPro on. The other ones are turned off. I know which one is which, and I'm making up a couple of cuts. But if I leave all three of them on the entire time, it just gets confusing. So I know what I'm doing, and I'm taking out little gaps. And then after I do it, I can also always check then to see if I actually like what I did. Okay, but I'm gonna turn those off because it gets a little confusing when you see all of them. Yeah, the Adobe Suite is powerful. You can do a lot with it for sure. And I like using it. I like using it a lot. I mean, there's other programs that work really well as well. But this is the same thing as Apple, I guess. I'm already in that Adobe ecosystem right now. So maybe at a certain point, I will do a couple of scratches from different angles, but most of the scratches will be done from that eagle eye, from the top. Yeah, local. I haven't done that much with After Effects. A couple of things over the years. So a couple of the intro things. Like in the past, I used to have an intro where you'd see my logo with the vinyl, and the vinyl part would be spinning. So the letters would be still, but the vinyl would be spinning. You would see like a graphic that was going along with the music. I remember doing that with After Effects. Something I want at a certain point take a longer look at as well, but I mean it's basically a little bit too much for me to get into now with all of the things that I'm already trying to learn and things I have to keep up with. I just know it's very powerful indeed. So I use the entire suite. So I use Adobe Premiere, I use After Effects sometimes, I use Photoshop, I use Lightroom, I use Illustrator for the logos and stuff like that, and then I use it on my phone a lot. So I have the entire suite. So I use a lot of the apps on my phone, Adobe Spark on the phone as well, and more, even to things like what are they called, like the PDF stuff and DocuSign. I don't know. I have the entire suite, so I use a bunch of them. Even though I've seen that there's a lot more apps that I have never even looked at. They have a ton of programs. All right, so at a certain point, sometimes I do want to take a quick peek to see what I'm doing in another shot, if that is interesting enough. Yeah, I like that. I mean, it's for me personally, it's important that I also have a couple of shots in there where people can actually see that it's not just a DJ set with a couple of hands, but it's actually a person vibing to music, doing what you're hearing. You may have noticed, or maybe not, every time I do a pattern, after I'm done, I switch decks. So I'm going back and forth the entire time. That's one of the advantages when the beat is not playing from the DJ set. The beat is playing from machine, from the computer, and then I have 2 decks free. Turn it off, start the other deck, go back and forth. Okay, so I can see that I want to go just a little bit back. I want that to be from the GoPro before the scratch. Yeah, that's better. So I'm not going to use that angle, but I am going to use this one up until this point. Maybe just a really short one there. All right, let's see. Maybe do this one from the side. Yeah, there we go. Yes, 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 yes. Whoa. I did not mean to hit that. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Got you. Yeah, that's enough. Right there. Take that one out. So now I did one where half of the pattern is done from the other angles, and I'll do that once or twice. The rest is all just from the GoPro, from the top, just showcasing the technique. So that is something I have to do. Like, and to be honest, I could make it really easy and just do this every time, every transition. Just go to that last point, add a little bit of that other video, and keep it moving. But sometimes you do want to add a couple of extra frames here and there. And I think that's important for some of you to realize. Snoop, what up? For some of you to realize, and I know some of you do and some of you might not, because I speak to people often who want to start like either a YouTube channel or be a content creator, you name it, that people do underestimate sometimes the amount of little things that add up to become big things, the amount of work that comes with just doing stuff. Now, of course, when I'm doing a video for YouTube where I'm just talking, that is a lot less editing, because that's basically just me getting the story right, cutting everything else out, and while I'm cutting that audio, I'm cutting the video with it, and you're good to go. That doesn't take as much time compared to projects like this, or when I'm doing like tutorial videos where I'm explaining stuff and showing it. That takes a lot more work. So it's not just filming the video and now it's good to go and I can upload. I have to make sure I get all of these other things done. So as soon as I'm done with this edit, I think I'm gonna do a halfway thing again. You know what? I'm gonna do this one the other way around. So check this out. So let me bring this back. So in this case, I'm gonna start from the other angles. Let me take it back a little bit more. In this case, I'm going to start from the other angles and then switch back to the GoPro. So once I'm done with this, then I have to render the video, upload the video to YouTube. Then I need to add all of the extra text I need to add. In the meantime, I need to start uploading the beat to SoundCloud because that has to go live on SoundCloud at the exact same time I'll upload the video. Then on SoundCloud, I have to make sure I link to the YouTube video, and in the YouTube video, I have to link to the SoundCloud beat. That has to happen simultaneously, so I have to make sure all of that is done before I'm actually ready to go. So let me see. I wanted to. So we had this transition. So the next scratch, we're starting from the other angles. Let's check it out. Now to the top. Right, so now we're gonna hit that save again, just to make sure we hit that every once in a while. Remove that. What up, JMYC? So you record the video from your multiple cameras, and then you record the audio to your sound card on another device. So in this case, you're talking about the project I'm doing here, right? So for this project, I had 3 video angles. So we have this angle you see right here. This was shot with a GoPro, my eagle eye. Then I have this angle, this vertical shot right here, shot with an M50, and this shot right here, shot with my GH4. So I have 3 cameras recording video. If I'm doing something with DJ software, I have the option to record scratches in the DJ software. So if I was using Serato, I could have just hit record in Serato, or in Rekordbox, hit record in Rekordbox and record the scratches there. Depending on how I was playing. Like in this case, I was only doing the scratches on the set. The beat was actually just playing from machine. So the beat wasn't recording. It was just playing, and I was recording my scratches, listening to that beat. I'm not using DJ software here. I'm using the CDJ 3000. So in this case, I actually had the output, or the booth output in this case, from the mixer going into my external recorder. I have an external recorder, my Zoom H5, which I also use a lot for recording my voice with a lavalier microphone. So in this case, that was recording my output from the CDJs, from the S11 mixer. So I took the audio that I recorded there and imported that into Adobe Premiere, where I'm right now. Did the same thing with all the video files, imported those as well. And then the only thing I needed to do was also in Machine, I had to bounce the beat so I could add the beat here. And I actually had a little bit of extra work on this session because I had like a 20-minute long scratch session, scratching over this beat. Now the beat consists of is basically a 16-bar loop, but within that loop, if we just solo that beat, let me go to the beginning. Within that loop, basically the melody I'm playing with the chopped up samples isn't like a 4-bar melody. It takes a little bit longer. So let me just play it for a sec so you can hear it. This part is the same. Now you get the end part of this. This part sounds the same as the first part, but now the end part is different. And now repeat. So it's an 8-bar, not 16, it's 8 bars of melody. Now, when I'm recording my scratches over this beat, and I'm doing 4 bars of scratching, and then I stop for 4 bars, if I would have done that consistently, I would have been scratching over the same part the entire time. But I know there were multiple times that I started to do a pattern and I made a mistake and I just picked it up the immediate next 4 bars. It's kind of hard to explain, but after I did that, it means that I did not record my scratches over the same 4 bars the entire time. So I also recorded them over the second part of that 8-bar melody. Now, when I chopped it up to make it shorter because 20 minutes is too long, I selected a bunch of scratches. Not all of these scratches were over the same part of that beat. So when I started to put these together, sometimes you could hear that the beat sounded weird, that the wrong part was playing. Not a big problem. I just fixed everything, lined up all the scratch parts that I wanted to, make them fit. Then I deleted the beat that was under it, and I just laid out this fresh one beat at the bottom. So now the melody makes sense again. So I don't know if that was a clear explanation, but it just took me some extra work. But all of the files you see here, so this beat file that you see here, the big one, that is just a bounce that I made in Machine of the beat. The voice here below and here, that was recorded with my audio recorder as well. So in that case, my lavalier mic just went in there. I recorded my intro and outro. And the scratches you see here, they were also recorded with that same audio recorder. All of those take SD cards. Put those SD cards into the computer. Get it all in here. So I can get to work. So multiple angles is cool, it's fun, but it is more work. But for sessions like this, I just love to work that way. I see that I actually still have to delete some stuff in the beginning because this is not supposed to be here. So let's take that out right now. We're only supposed to see this here. And this one actually, I think this one made perfect sense. This one, yeah, that's me. I got it on mute. There's actually one thing I have to do. Oh, wait a minute. Help. That was not what I wanted to do. So it's not really important for here. I need a little part for the beginning, so I need to take these two. I need them over here for a minute because I actually need to get the beginning of the session for my first scratch because I moved a couple of those files around. That's me checking the cam. That's me getting ready. Am I already scratching here? Okay, that's the first scratch. So I need that part right before that. This will make sense once I'm done with it. I need to see where my scratch begins. Grab that fader. As soon as I start scratching, that's where the one begins. Let me see. Ready to go. Yeah, right there. Okay, got you. Because I need a little filling part for my beginning. That's currently missing. So these two files can come here. Let's see if I did that right.
Start the session.
All right. Probably do a little bit of add a transition to it later, but I needed that. All right, I'll fix that in a second, but that's good enough for now. So let me quickly continue to cut it up. While we're doing that, I do have to make the quick communication effort here. For food. Because it's getting late. All right, wait for that answer because it's already 5:15 in the afternoon over here. Before you know it, it's time for dinner. Yeah, we'll do the second half of these with this one as well, I think. Let me see how that looks real quick. See if that's a good look. Nah, not so sure about that. I'll just do one. And we're going straight back to the GoPro right there. All right, so this is going to take a little while longer. This is what I'll be doing. Hope this gives you a little bit of a clear indication of what the whole editing process is about. So again, it's just hello, there I am again. It's a lot of extra work. Like doing it, and let's see what's going on there. All right. I'm going to finish this. This session will be online a little bit later today, so you can check out the Saturday sessions on YouTube, and that beat will be available on soundcloud.com/DJTLM. I'll be here tomorrow with Crates, my weekly mix show, and I'll be using that DJ set. So I'll be playing on the S11 with CDJ 3000s. I've never played on them before, only done that little scratch session. So I'm looking forward to testing these puppies, see what you can actually do with them. The jog wheels felt amazing, like I said. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Always looking forward to testing stuff like that. So I'm gonna leave it at that for now. So you can find me here tomorrow, and I'll be back here on Wednesday with Share the Knowledge. So for all the DJ related questions, you can check me out for that. And I'll be back this Friday. So that's an important one as well. This Friday with my certified banger show. So let me just get that end stream in there. If Stream Elements wants to wake up here. So that's reacting super slow right now. Why? Friday on. There we go. Save. Thank you. Then I can activate it in OBS. Stream ending. Bang. Get that in there. At the same time, let me close my window capture so we have it nice and clean. Yeah, man. That's it. Let me tell the missus 1 sec. All right. Soul Child TV. Salute to you. Thanks for the follow. So there's the schedule for the coming week. I'm here on Monday with Crates, CDJ 3000 edition. I'm here on Wednesday, Share the Knowledge Live, chatting it up again. Certified Bangers on Friday. I have no idea what I'm going to be using then. Maybe also the CDJs, but maybe something else. Still have the Flex 6 that I want to use for a set, so we'll see. And then I'm back again on Sunday as well. That time on Pluggin In still doesn't make sense. I didn't start at 2. I think I started at 3. I still have a little time for the curfew. The curfew here starts at 9. But I don't want to be home just before the curfew. I want to be home for dinner. So I want to be home in like an hour or something. So I got to finish this edit. Luckily, I'm on the studio computer, so rendering this video will take no time at all. But it's the little things, the little info on YouTube. I'll show you guys that next time if you don't have a YouTube channel yet. and you're thinking about getting into stuff like that, I'll give you a look at all of the stuff you do when you actually upload a video. All right, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Salute to all of you. You know where to find me. Peace. And Loco Lopez, I see you. Salute. Thank you for the bits. Same to you, JNYC. Thanks for the bits. All right, I'm out. Peace.